More golf club comedy now in the 19th hole.
Straight down the middle. It went straight down the middle. Then it started to hook just a wee bit. That's when my caddy lost sight of it. That little white pellet has never been found to this day.
Yeah, let's just get that clear. 28 people on the 4th of August, 10:30. Yes, I got that. Yes, and that's Winkelheimer's Garage Golf Society. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Au Wiedersehen.
What are we, paupers, that we need that sort of people tramping all over the place?
I don't know, they're not bad. Some good golfers amongst that lot, and they're no bother.
Well, they bother me. I mean, this is a private club. We don't need visitors, especially a lot of garage mechanics.
No, I agree. I can do without their company, I agree, but we can't do without their money, I'm sorry.
Well, you know the answer to that, don't you? Put the membership fees up.
It was brought up at the last AGM, I'll tell you, and it took me half an hour to restore order. Yeah, some of them made it quite plain what their objection was to an increase in subscriptions. Quite a few of them turned ugly. And do you know what they did? They threatened me. Oh, yeah, quite a few of them there. And this is the funny thing. Some of them put forward a motion advising a staff cut. A cut in staff wages. And it was seconded.
Well, nothing personal, Secretary, but they do have a point. After all, you do get free accommodation and a car thrown in.
The accommodation? I've got one room up there, up in the roof. And do you know what? It's freezing in winter and boiling hot like an oven in summer. And a car? I've been riding a bike for the last 2 weeks.
Well, if you're not happy here, there are 3 secretaries advertising for jobs in this month's Golf Illustrated.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't say I wasn't happy.
Yeah, well, look, for goodness sake, Bennett. He's the best secretary this club's ever had. I mean, the committee is wrong, that's all I can say. Look, if the committee cut your wages, no reflection on your ability.
Well, I'm not against the secretary, and I didn't vote to cut his salary.
Yeah, who voted on my salary?
Now, do you know, we're too lax. We should go deeper into the background of some of these members.
Are they all going in front of the committee?
Yeah, what happened about my salary?
It's only a few pounds. Not very much. You won't miss it.
It's only temporary.
Temporary?
Yes, the committee will look into it again, whatever happens. You know that. The committee is 100% behind you. Apart from the ones that are not. If you were to volunteer a further small cut in your salary, we might just win some of them over.
Volunteer a further small cut?
Thank you.
Now that will go down very well in your favour.
Yes, you'll win a few brownie points. Small sacrifice for the good of the club.
Yes, and it'll stop some of the criticism.
Criticism?
Ignore it. You know what some of these members are.
Yes, I'm sick of these members. I mean, it's the impecunious ones you've got to watch. I mean, they're the ones. I mean, the impoverished ones. See, the government is trying to do something about them, but they're not doing enough, you know. We've just got to suffer them. In the old days, there was more of a dividing line. You knew where you were. And some of these people wouldn't get into a decent club. I mean, they put on a suit, they mimic our voices, and before you know where they are, they're joining you and lowering standards. It's not the blacks you have to worry about. They're obvious. You can see them coming. Not the women, either. Well, you are with them. It's these better-dressed paupers that take you in.
Oh, I appreciate all that, but what's that got to do with lowering my salary?
I've had my wages cut.
Yeah, that's your own fault. I had to employ Gracie because you complained you couldn't cope.
You cut my wages.
We've all got to make some sacrifices, Wilberforce. You can't expect the club to make them all. Gracie was employed.
Is he a member?
I don't know.
Ask him. Secretary, ask him.
Excuse me, are you a member?
Yeah, a new member.
What? He can't stay in here with wetty boots on. I mean, it's making the place filthy. Send him round to the locker room. Go on.
I'm sorry, though, you must know the rules. You'll have to go and change those in the locker room.
But no, it's making the place absolutely filthy. Look, the back door. Get him round to the back
Not
door.
the back door. You'll have to go out the back door. You're making the place filthy with your
Right, you got rules, you got rules.
You got rules.
You've got to be assertive, Mr. Secretary. Don't make rules, you know, and then just let people walk across them in their wellies.
That's right. I think you handled that very well, Secretary.
Oh, wait a minute. Secretary, a large one.
Captain. Tell him.
Oh, no. Go on, Woodley.
Captain.
Now,
Your boots.
Boots. Oh, yes, it's filthy outside, and I walked up. I didn't want to drive because I've already had a couple.
Oh, God. Well, it's just that the secretary was saying that there are no boots allowed.
What? What's that, Secretary?
I was just saying... No, Mr. Woodley was just saying that... the committee did make a rule that no wellies to be worn anywhere in the clubhouse.
Oh, quite right. We don't want everyone doing it, do we?
You know your trouble.
I agree.
You're not assertive enough. You agree with everything everyone says.
I agree.
Oh, there you are, right.
I was trying to get into the locker room. Back door's locked.
What do you want to go to the locker room for? I mean, you can't play golf in this weather.
Change me wellies.
Oh, don't bother about that. I mean, that's all right, isn't it, Secretary? I'll tell you what. I'll make a special rule, huh? Willies permitted, captain's prerogative, huh? I mean, there's no point in being captain if you can't bend a few rules, eh? Do you know everyone? The Secretary, Woodley, Bennett, all the chaps here. Ray is a very special friend of mine. I mean, wonderful chap. He's in building. I mean, among other things.
Many other things. I wouldn't say it myself, but others will tell you. I am big. Very, very big. You name something I'm not into, and I'll tell you it's not worth going into.
Yeah. Making a marvellous job building me a new patio. Good price, too, eh, Ray?
For you, George, it's no price.
Oh, I don't think it's not appreciated. He said he'd be willing to do a few things for us here in the club if we want, Mr. Secretary.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah.
Something in the city, you know. I blow me nose, they all sneeze, eh? And it's not just the city. Building's only one of my many interests. I don't want to talk about me. I'll let others do that.
Yes, it's a place to be these days, isn't it? I mean, I've got a few things going up there, you know, a few shares, dabble a bit, you know. So if you hear anything...
Inside information. Well, you have to be very careful. I mean, it's not strictly legal, and they're getting very fussy up there these days.
Yeah, well, I think the government's getting a bit childish about this insider dealing.
Yes, churlish. I mean, it's the politics of envy.
Yes, I mean, if one knows something, a little bit of information to help one's friends. I mean, why shouldn't you tell it, Secretary?
Yes, isn't it regarded as criminal?
What, to help a friend to be of benefit to an associate? Oh, God. I mean, we live in a very selfish country these days, don't we, if we can't help a friend, yes?
Oh, well, if you put it that way, I agree. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I didn't know you were a new member. You have to be very careful because some of these people aren't gentlemen.
That's all right, sir. You have your job. You're quite right. You don't know who they are, give them hell till you do. Keep them in their place. And if it's not their place, they'll tell you soon enough, eh? That's the time to start ducking. Now, you'll have a drink with me?
Yeah. Oh, thank you very much.
Stuart, champagne.
Wonderful.
That's a man after my own heart.
Perhaps we could have a little chat about this bit of roofing we need over the committee room. It leaks, you see, Ray. I'll show it to you in a minute.
Yeah, I've put a couple of buckets underneath.
We're not going to need buckets. I mean, not in the future. Not now we got Ray here. Do you know, I think we ought to co-opt him onto the committee, Woodley.
Well, I agree, yes.
I don't want to push, and I wouldn't say it myself. But when it comes to management, I am a top man. Others will tell you that.
I mean, we'll bring it up at the next meeting, eh, Bennett?
Right.
It'd be an honour, George. But, well, what will some of the others say? I am a new member. I'll do you proud, though, I know that.
Take it as done. Good to have you aboard, Ray.
I'll take a look at that leaky ceiling in a minute, and anything else that needs looking into. Money's no problem with me, I'll tell you that. But I never try to influence it. It's not my way. I say, let the man himself speak.
Yes, but I mean, that's the whole point of what we stand for, isn't it? I mean, you take the secretary here. I mean, you won't mind me saying this, will you, Sec? I mean, but he is an employee of the club, in actual fact. I mean, he's a servant when you come right down to it. Servant, but I mean, he is an honoured servant. He may be as poor as a church mouse, but that cuts no ice with us. I mean, he is a standard absolute equal. He has the full privileges of any member. Got the same rights as I've got, the same rights as you've got, right? Same rights as you. I mean, I don't care that he's got no money. I mean, it doesn't bother me, eh, Secretary?
Just cut my wages.
Yeah, I see he's had a wages cut, but I mean, it won't make any difference. We won't look down on him. It is the man we respect.
Here's to the secretary.
Here's the secretary. By God, you got through that a bit quickly.
You'll never hear me saying what I've done with it. £10,000 I paid for that new tractor to cut the fairway. But do I mention it? Never. You know that, Secretary, right?
Yeah, oh, yeah, we all know that.
Tell him.
Well, we all know what it cost you, Ray.
Tell him.
I'll put it on the notice board. Yeah, I said I think it should go on the notice board.
No, that was anonymous, Secretary. That was bought anonymous. No fuss. That was the agreement. No one was to be told. Anybody who asks you about that, you say it was bought anonymous. An anonymous gift from Ray Smollett. That's all they need to know.
Well, you've been very generous, Ray.
There's people saying I ought to be captain of this club.
Oh, well, there's quite a few, actually.
Well, they may be right. They say I might have some ideas about a swimming pool, tennis courts, a new putting green. And they could be right, you know what? They could just be right. That's why they say a person like me would be good for this club if he was captain. Well, that's up to them. People who make these decisions. But if they were to ask me, I won't say what I'd do for the club if I was captain. It wouldn't be delicate to talk about how much I'd spend. It don't look nice when people talk about their money and how much they got and how much they can afford to spend if they want to. I've just built 2,000 luxury apartments. What does it mean? I could build the best golf club in England here, but what does it mean? I mean, what does it matter how much money a captain can spend on his golf club? Who cares?
I think you'd make a fine captain.
Well, you know about these things, Woodley. I don't. I don't know what a captain does.
Well, the kind of thing that you're saying, Ray.
Well, I don't know. I'm not on the committee, even.
Well, but you should be. I mean, you're the man we need, the man who could do things for the club.
Yeah, the club could do with some money spent on it.
Well, the whole place needs redecorating for a start. And Ray's ideas about tennis courts and a swimming pool. Well, I'm not just saying this because you're here, Ray, but those ideas this club needs.
Yeah, well, they're great ideas. We need a new snooker table, too.
First of all, we need to get ourselves a decent captain. What do you say, Secretary?
Oh, don't ask me. I'm only the secretary. Oh, yeah, I'm not even on the committee, except when it comes to making important decisions. It's a funny thing, but every time I open my mouth, everybody feels miserable. Perhaps I'm a negotist. But if I am, I've got rights, haven't I? I could have gone to a lot of good clubs, so the plenty were after me. Oh, yeah. But no, I chose to bury myself alive in this tomb. And I just live. And I'm expected to look after stupid people and listen to them banal patter. I want to live. I want success. I don't want to be anonymous. No, I don't want to be unknown either. I don't want to be a nothing, a non-entity. I'm worrying about tomorrow, what it might bring, juggling unpaid bills, borrowing off Paul to pay eater. Yeah, I'm watching the club slide into bankruptcy. Well, I'm sorry, I can't be doing with it. I haven't got the strength. On top of that, they cut my wages.
I voted against that, Secretary.
Well, so did I.
And me.
Well, somebody must have voted for it, because everybody I meet voted against it, but somebody must have voted for it because it got carried.
Oh, come on, Secretary, cheer up. Hey, Stewart, give these gentlemen some cigars. Now, don't be humble, Secretary. That is not charity. That is a staff donation. I love this club and I want to do things. You like success? Have a bit of success on me.
Oh, yeah.
See the sort of club I'd be captain of? It'll be class. You'd be able to ask anyone here. People who wouldn't come here the way it is now, they'd be queuing up to get in. A lot of people don't like a golf club if it hasn't got a swimming pool and a tennis court, because that's the sort of thing that's important to a club. And look at the sort of members you got here now.
Well, we've got a lot of decent sort of members, actually.
Golfers, that's all you've got here, golfers.
Yes, but it is a golf club.
Forget it. This club is no good to anyone. It wants money spent on it. Big money. And where are you going to get that from? You want a captain that's got a bit of class and a lot of money. And where are you going to find someone like that? Because they don't grow on trees. Have a meeting.
Well, we've got a committee meeting this week.
Mm-hmm. We'll have a vote. Get yourself a new boy.
Sorry, Mr. President. Mr. President, I see no reason why we should waste valuable committee time
And good drinking time.
discussing a captain's fund. As far as I'm concerned, it's a non-starter.
Yeah, never mind the captain's fund. What about nominations for a new captain?
That's a good idea.
Order, please, through the chair. The President will explain.
Well, gentlemen, as you know, a captain's job in a golf club is a large undertaking, and our present captain, George here, has had a very good year. But a year that was nevertheless very expensive.
No one asked him to be captain?
Well, George has been a very good captain.
Order, please. Please, order. President.
It costs the captain a lot during this year, £2,000 or £3,000 at least.
And the rest?
Yes, it's an expensive job.
Well, I'm not complaining.
No,
Shouldn't do the job if he can't afford it.
That's the idea of the fund. The fund is to lighten the captain's burden.
You expect us to chip in towards his expenses?
Mr. Secretary, telephone.
Not now, ask Gracie
It's the
to...
press again.
All right, excuse me. Yes, I do.
you see, Willis, we've got a lot of decent chaps here who make very good captains, but of course they never put up for it because they can't afford it. Now, the fund would help to finance the captain's year so that he could...
So that all the cheapskates should have a go at being captain and lord it about over the rest of us.
Oh, I wouldn't put it quite like that.
I would.
You can count me out of anything like that for a start. If a man wants to be captain, he pays for it out of his own pocket.
That's the sort of captain we want.
Yeah, someone rich. We don't want a cheapskate.
We've got a lot of decent members here who'd make marvellous captains.
Not if they haven't got any money, they won't.
The fund would be more democratic.
I don't believe in democracy. There's far too much of that in the club as it is. It's ruining it.
Auction it.
Auction it?
Yes, to the highest bidder. That's the way to get a decent captain. Auction it off to the one who's prepared to spend the most during his year.
Yeah, a bloke who'll keep pushing the boat out.
Exactly.
It's an honour to be captain of this club. So keep it exclusive to those who are willing to pay for it.
I'm for the fund. It's more democratic and it gives more of the membership a chance to be captain.
You're democracy mad, you are. Look, if you want democracy, how about making the competitions more democratic? The captain's prize, the scratch cup, the president's putter, and the rest. We won't play golf for them. We'll raffle them. And that way everybody in the club gets a chance of winning, not just the good golfers.
Democracy. You and your bloody democracy. You'll want to elect royalty next. And drinks all round, Captain. Every time he comes in the club, that's the only kind of captain I want.
What about Ray Smollett?
Oh, no.
What a good
Ray
idea.
Smollett is what we
Ray
really want to
Smollett has only been a member of the club for a short time. Now, you can't burden him with the captaincy. He doesn't have the experience.
He spent 10 grand on a new fairway tractor.
That's all very well.
Yeah, but Ray Smollett is talking about a swimming pool and tennis courts.
The club can't afford a swimming pool and tennis courts.
Ray Smollett can.
Is that what you mean by auction? I mean, you want the captaincy to be held by the richest man in the club?
Yeah, well, look.
Well, it was you who brought him into the club, Captain. If he wants to help us, you said, let's not put obstacles in his way.
Ah, yes. But that was before he discovered that Ray Smollett wanted to be captain.
I think that remark calls for an apology.
No, we're not George, we're not trying to get rid of you at all. I can tell you. All right, well, just sit down, Secretary. The point is this, that Ray Smollett is talking about a swimming pool and tennis courts.
Well, I can get a swimming pool and tennis courts.
How?
The secretary is going to see the bank. Hey? Anyway, I don't think Smollett would make a good captain. He cheats at golf.
What does that matter? Smollett wants to buy us a swimming pool and tennis courts. He cheats at golf. Have you gone bloody mad? It's only a game.
Not for some of us.
I'm sorry, Woodley, I agree with the captain there. A man who cheats at golf is beyond the pale. Out of the question, not eligible for any office.
Look, will you shut up, Mr. Secretary?
Adrian.
All right. I am putting forward nominations for the office of captain.
Ray Smollett.
Seconded.
Right. Are you getting this down, Secretary?
I'm sorry, gentlemen. I refuse to be the party to the nomination of a cheat.
But nothing's proven yet, Mr. Secretary. It's only an accusation up to now.
The accusation has been made, Bennett.
A man is innocent until proven guilty, Secretary.
Not in a golf club. Or any other gentleman's club, for that matter. No, the accusation has been made, and it's up to the accused to seek satisfaction.
My God, he wants pistols at dawn on the first tee.
But a gentleman would know the honourable course to take.
Secretary.
Yeah. Oh, no, excuse me. He's a bundle of laughs, isn't he?
You see, are there any more nominations other than Ray Smollett?
Well, I don't see what the point is in...
Oh, listen.
The man is a...
We're looking a gift horse in the mouth here. We've got this man here, Smollett. He's a wealthy man. He's loaded. And better than that, he wants to spend it on the club. He can't wait to lavish us with tennis courts, a swimming pool. The man's a gift. And all he wants is to be captain. I mean, blimey, what are we arguing about?
All right, Bennett, make him captain.
Look, George, we don't want to get rid of you. It's just...
This is nothing against George, and George should know that.
Perhaps we could have two captains. No, well, probably not. But perhaps I could stay on as vice captain and sort of hold his hand. Or maybe the president would like to stand down, and then I could...
No. I don't want to stand down, George.
A vice captain, then. And perhaps something else?
King.
George has said something.
Gentlemen, I think we should all go and watch television.
Oh, good. Neighbours.
It was said today in the city, after his arrest for insider dealing, that Ray Smollett was a cunning scoundrel who betrayed the trust of clients and associates, becoming a symbol for materialism and cynicism of the new generation of professionals in the city. Protection from the rampant greed of a Ray Smollett is only partly the province of laws and regulators.
I said he was a cheat.
Yeah, harder the man we want as captain, sir.
Heavens, no.
Well, it was obvious from the first. I never trusted the man.
Well, there goes our bloody tennis courts and swimming pool.
You've got a very narrow escape. A man like that, that's the unacceptable face of capitalism. Oh, it's a grim reminder, though, to all us decent people, not to let our greed for money overcome our principles.
Quite right, Mr. Secretary. Oh, that reminds me, I haven't thanked you yet for taking another voluntary cut in salary. Well done.
Star funds.
Don't forget Gracie.
Straight down the middle, it went straight down the middle. Oh, the life of a golfer is not all bloom. Always the light in the locker room. I'm in my clothes and wrapped in my towel, they say that it went straight down the middle. Where it wound up is a riddle, but it went straight down the middle, far away.
In a change to the advertised subject, World in Action in a moment goes behind the scenes at Risley Remand Centre.
It's the British Rally Champion. It's a 51 cubic feet estate car. It has a 16-valve turbocharged engine. It has 4-wheel drive. It's a diesel. And now there's a powerful new 2-litre double overhead camshaft engine with heart-shaped combustion chambers available with fuel injection. Technology from the racetrack. So now it's more refined than ever. And of course, it runs on unleaded fuel. There is only one Ford Sierra.
While you're keeping in great condition, here's a colorant that does the same for your hair. Nice and easy with Condition Plus. Natural-looking color with body and shine no other long-lasting colorant can beat. Nice and easy from Clairol. The way to stay in great condition from head to toe.
Kellogg's Crunchy Nut Cornflakes are delicious golden flakes of corn encrusted with honey, nuts and brown sugar. Which makes them absolutely irresistible. Kellogg's Crunchy Nut Cornflakes. The trouble is, they taste too good.
You'd think after 2 weeks we'd have seen them by now. There they are!
Just the thing when you're caught high and dry. Hey, Jeff, look over there. I think he's gonna charge. Charge? I thought these were on the house.
Wherever you may wander, there's no taste like stones.
Voyager examines the plight of Australia's national symbol, the kangaroo. Many farmers regard it as a pest, and millions are shot each year as part of a controversial government culling program.
There's no pleasure in shooting kangaroo. Definitely no pleasure. You don't shoot your young stock because you've got nothing to survive on next year. You only shoot your next crop.
Animal lovers worldwide are protesting over this mass slaughter. Watch Kangaroo Killers, a Tuesday Voyager at 7:30 on ITV.
But now on YTV, we visit Risley Remand Centre with World in Action.